If you're looking to plan that big retirement or bucket list trip and you're not sure where to start, well, stick around because I'm going to share with you all the online tools that I use to make the planning side of things easy and ultimately that makes the doing side of things more enjoyable. Planning a trip can be a lot of fun, but it can also be a little overwhelming if you're not sure where to start. So in this video, I'm going to outline the 8 key travel tools I use, as well as another potentially exciting one I'm currently researching. I'll go through all 8 of them with you, and they're all pretty straightforward to use. For the purpose of the exercise though, I am going to use the desktop versions, but of course they are all available in the app, and when I'm travelling I actually use the app anyway. And I'll leave all of the links in the description box below. So starting with number 1, flights. My go-to resource here is Skyscanner. Skyscanner is basically a combined search engine that searches across all of the airline and travel agency sites to find you the cheapest flights. So I've preloaded a proposed route from Sydney to Munich in May this year. We'll run through that. You can see there you can set the currency to whatever your preferred currency is here in your home country. Skyscanner sorts the findings from best, cheapest, fastest, etc. You can filter that to how you see fit, and then it will list all the various flights. So that's an example there of the best one it can get, which is a combination between price and time. Of course, if you want the cheapest flight first, you can put the sort and findings that way. Same with the fastest. On the left here you can filter it, how many stops, what airlines. If you didn't like a particular airline you could put the filter where they're not included. So going back to the best finding, is this flight by Vietnam Airlines. You hit select, and while that's loading, when it comes up on screen we're going to focus on the right hand side first. So it gives you the flight details. You can see with that one there is a fairly lengthy wait, but it is about 400 or 500 euro cheaper, so it may be worth considering that if you're prepared to do the long stint there at the airport. So on the left hand side of the page, this lists all the travel agencies offering these deals. Now I don't know much about some of these. Go to Gate, you can tell there by the 3-star rating they're probably not desirous of some of the others. That's probably a better known travel agency that might be worthy of consideration. But a rule of thumb I have is I go to the actual airline direct. For another 30 odd euros, it's a lot easier just to deal with them, and it takes away a lot of the hassle. Skyscanner doesn't actually sell you the tickets, but rather it directs you to either the travel agency or the airline that's selling them, so you can make your booking directly with them. Here's one of the features I really like about Skyscanner, where for example we took the flight to Munich, and let's say on our holiday we want to fly to Spain but we're not sure exactly where to fly to, so you can just put the country of Spain in and it will list where from Munich you can fly to from Spain on that given day, from cheapest fares right up to the most expensive ones. Number 2, getting from A to B. As the slogan says, discover how to get to anywhere, which is exactly what Rome to Rio does. So here's an example of the level of detail Rome to Rio goes to, because it is literally door to door. I've put in Camberwell, which is a suburb in Melbourne, my hometown, right through to Milton Keynes in England, where I worked for 6 years. Now it actually will give you the transportation you need to take to your departure airport and the transportation you need to take at your arrival airport to get to your end destination. So here's a more realistic way I tend to use Rome to Rio. Let's say I'm in Munich and I do want to go to Tarragona in Spain, so I've put that in there. You can obviously filter it by date, but what it will do is give you all the various transportation options, and you can click through and you can actually go through and see the prices. In summary, Rome to Rio brings together a ton of travel websites in the one place to save you the hassle of looking around all these different sites. Number 3, accommodation. My go-to place is booking.com, and I've used them since their inception. If you've not used before, let's quickly run through it. So here's an example where I'm looking at some accommodation options in Munich for around that time in May. I've filtered this search to include breakfast and free cancellation, and as you can see there I can also set what the nightly budget price I'm prepared to pay per night. It will then list by top picks. Again, you can filter to see what your preferred way from top to bottom to list it is. You can see there the reviews. That one looks pretty good. Check out the availability. Sometimes what you'll see is some different options within this window. Yep, that all looks pretty good. You can click on the reviews and have a look in a bit more detail. Yep, 10, well, happy with that. 9, that looks good enough for me. So now you go and complete the booking. Scroll down to the room you want to select the number of rooms, which is typically 1. And then basically you just complete your booking, which is pretty straightforward. Number 4, transfers and tours. Again, I use booking.com. If you've made a booking with them, you'll most probably receive notifications and emails offering tours and transfers, etc. You can click on those links, or you can go onto the website and book them, and there is a range of options available. In this example, I'm booking an airport taxi where they'll pick you up with your name on a sign out the front. Pretty straightforward, particularly if you're arriving in a foreign city which you're unfamiliar with and or there's no public transport. Similar deal with the various tours. Put your date in when you're in town, hit search, and you'll have a ton of options to choose from. Number 5, money. Well, as I said in an earlier video, we've come a long way since the days of traveller's checks and carrying around multiple currencies. You could say we've become a bit wise. Yeah, pun intended, because my go-to travel changer is wise.com. The Wise card is a debit card linked to a multi-currency account. You can carry your card around and you've got numerous currencies at your disposal. You can get the digital version of the card, pay with Apple Pay, and also go and withdraw cash for a small fee. Number 6, car hire. I don't really have a go-to car hire firm I use, rather I've got more of a set process. And what I do when I'm searching for car hire deals, I always Google car hire with full insurance. Let me step you through it. So here's an example in Mulliga. I've done the search and I've got a number of options and companies to choose from. I'm going to the company that I'm going to choose to use on this occasion, which is Record Go. Put my dates in. What they're going to give me is an all-up quote. They'll give me the 2 options, whether I want the basic insurance or the full insurance. If you look on the right, it's the Just Go option. I just look at that price, 40 odd euros a day. If I'm happy with it, yep, that's good enough for me. It's pretty simple for me these days. I can't be bothered with all the hassle you get when you go to pick up the car at the airport, haggling about insurance and everything else. I just look at the price. If I think it's a good deal, I buy it. But most of all, I just get in the car and go. And then when I turn the car, I just give the keys back. No condition reports, no hassle. Number 7, travel insurance. Again, I don't have a preferred company that I use. I go to those travel comparison sites and I just assess what is the best deal for me, but I do have a couple of set conditions in doing so. Just quickly, here's a couple of travel insurance comparison sites which I've Googled, and obviously once you put your basic details in, you'll be hit with a ton of options to choose from, and you can scroll down and assess which is the best deal for you. The set condition I have is I ensure that insurance always covers unlimited hospital and medical related expenses, and if in the event of something unforeseen, I'll be taken home and repatriated back to my home country. If somebody said to me, you're betting with an insurance company that you're going to have an accident or something that's going to go wrong, well, I'm quite happy to give them the money, and that's a bet that I'm prepared to lose. I just want to go away without any hassle and peace of mind that I know if something happens, I'm going to be looked after. Number 8, organisation and travel itineraries. If multi-tab spreadsheets are your normal modus operandi, as they were for me, let me introduce you to TripIt.com. TripIt.com is your complete itinerary hub, as it houses all the details re your flights, your transportation, accommodation, things to do, etc. It also gives you live updates. Simply send all of your travel confirmations to TripIt.com and they'll organise your itinerary, your flights, your accommodations, your car hire, the lot. Here's a real example from a recent trip I did to northern Spain. Not only did I have all my travel details in there, I actually did some research of restaurants and manually added those in there, and the addresses are all linked to Google Maps as well. It's a fantastic tool to ensure you're super organised and things go to plan. Bonus item number 9, artificial intelligence. Look, this is just a personal interest area of mine, but I've found a tool that does a lot of work with the research side of things, saves a lot of time, and it can put together an itinerary for you. It won't replace all the individual tools that I've just shared with you, but what it will do is save a lot of time on the research. I'm going to make it the topic of a future video, and I'll keep you posted, so keep an eye out for it. Be sure to hit the subscribe button because it will send you the notification when the video comes out in the future. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed the content of today's video, and hopefully it's gone some way to help you with the planning of your next trip go that little bit smoother. Be sure to give the video a like, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.